What's up, everybody? Vince here. I am currently just by myself at the moment. So there's been some things happening with Monster Hunter that I was unaware of, besides the trailer that we actually watched. And then there was a dev diary that happened. I remember watching the previous one, and I missed out on this dev diary that just happened 5 days ago. So I missed out on it, and I wasn't aware of it because I've been trying to avoid a lot of the Monster Hunter Iceborne things because everything's going to be super fun and super cool in that game. And then I was aware that actually there's some interesting, cool little reveals that are actually worth it in this dev diary. So this video is about an hour. This video is about an hour long. I don't think I'm gonna watch the entire thing because I'll bet the rest of it is just talking about gimmicks and gameplay, which I would rather figure that out during gameplay. But everything else I could pretty much check out. So Monster Hunter Iceborne Dev Diary 2. What are they gonna reveal? Everybody else has seen it. I haven't, so this is fresh, new to me. So let's get down to it. I'm kind of curious on what the whole reveal is. What's the situation? What is the situation you're going to show us? Monster Hunter!
Hi everyone! I'm Ryozo Tsujimoto, producer of Monster Hunter World Iceborne. We're back to share some more information about Iceborne with everyone.
I'm Kaname Fujioka, Executive Director and Art Director of Iceborne.
Kaname Fujioka?
Glad to be back.
And I'm Daisuke Ichihara, Director of Iceborne.
Let's get started! Today we have a ton of information we'd like to share with everyone. We hope you're ready for a full digest.
Yeah, because we're hungry. At least I am. It's a lot of ice.
This old Everworm, from what we know, has the power to obliterate ecosystems from their very foundation. We must stop it no matter the cost!
We must stop it no matter the cost! Ugh. Capcom presents!
You've seen it?
It was long before the first fleet was dispatched. There was an explorer searching for the new world. I hoped our paths would cross again. What is...
Songs. The ecosystem. Old Everworm. Is this... about Velkhana?
The blue-eyed white dragon?
We need the Dragon Razor ready now!
Are we actually going to be fighting him at the hub? Whoa. That's pretty... It's got a tail as a blade. That's pretty badass. That's badass. Saber-toothed wyvern. Shield itself in ice. That's pretty cool.
We've discovered unnatural fault lines all over this place. This all points to frequent seismic action throughout the area.
Wait a sec.
The old Everworm.
Master!
This may be a 5th fleet assignment. But your master left you something to find. If you don't chase that truth, then it will be lost forever. Come with us.
Hunters fight hard and stay smart!
Indeed they do. Unless it's their first time playing the game.
It's real.
heavy, heavy, heavy story in this expansion. We got the Rave Dragon. Dragon is a rave.
As everyone has just seen, our latest trailer features several story
As we've
scenes
just
from
seen,
Monster Hunter
freaking
World
dope!
Iceborne.
It's awesome!
And we'd like to take the time to break down some of the things that appeared in the video. Firstly, we'd like to tell everyone about the general story. Well, tell everyone as much as we can at this
As
time.
much as we can. Got it.
It's a lot. It's a lot, I tell you. It's
This
a
is
lot.
the second story
It's a
trailer
lot.
for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, so we wanted to delve deeper into the narrative of the game. The last trailer featured the Handler, but this one highlights the Tracker and depicts the character's involvement
That's right.
with Volcana.
That's right. Her name's the Tracker.
We think the trailer gives people a taste of some intriguing
We only
material.
saw her like maybe like 3 times.
In comparison with World, there are many cutscenes in Iceborne that include yourself as well as various non-playable characters.
That's right. In Monster Hunter World, we put a great emphasis on explaining the world view of the game. We tried to answer questions such as, why is there a new world? What do people from the Research Commission do? We went to great lengths to include that information. But now that we've essentially explained all of that, we worked to add a bit more backstory to each character.
Yeah, you're adding
We
a
wanted
lot
to
more
develop a
backstory
story
than you
that
previously
touches upon
did.
their personal story arcs. This time we made a point of fleshing out the story with the growth of characters such as the Handler, the Tracker, and the Field Team Leader.
Yeah, the previous trailers
This
were really
is one of the
showing a
most
lot
notable
that the
aspects
Handler
of
like
Iceborne.
I see.
it's her story.
Moving along, I think it's time we talk about the monsters that appeared in the trailer.
Did it cut?
First of all, a fan
Did you just
favorite,
say I see and then meet the
Brachydios.
monsters?
It made its first appearance in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate when it was featured as the flagship monster of the game. Brachydios is a monster with hard blue
Brachydios.
shelling, but do you see the glowing green parts at the tip of its legs
Bet
and
those
on
explode.
its head? That's actually slime. This
slime
slime's
actually
special
explodes. I remember
characteristic
somebody
is
told me that
when it
in,
sticks to a surface,
in the
it
previous,
undergoes a chemical
in the previous
reaction,
video that we
and
did.
then it explodes. Brachydios
thank you.
has a symbiotic relationship
Just
with
shut up,
this
Vince, and
slime.
just watch the video.
Brachydios has the same design as it did before, but we've added a few new moves.
I knew that.
Depending on the move, the slime explodes at different time intervals. These new attributes can pose a challenge even for those players who think they've mastered the Brachydios fight in the past. So I think all players are going to have a real good time fighting this monster.
And it seems that sometimes your feet can get stuck.
That's right, the slime can cause this effect as well.
This time around, you'll need to be extra careful of your positioning when engaging Brachydios, because it's very much designed for Monster Hunter World.
The next monster is Barriath.
Barriath is a monster that first
Barriath.
appeared in Monster Hunter Tri.
That's
It's
honestly a pretty
white
cool
flying
wyvern right there.
that can move quickly, even on ice.
saber-tooth.
It's one of the more distinctive monsters. It uses its spikes as hooks to propel itself across the ice. It's a
Bet you'll
monster
be
that
breaking
has
parts off of that
complete
creature
freedom
and,
in its movements.
For its moves,
Chip a
we've
tooth.
reimagined this monster's
Becomes
unique
like your
tempo,
arm.
which means that its speed fluctuates between stillness and quick movement. And as a part of Monster Hunter World, Barriath can make use of the environment to its advantage. For example, there's a move where it can utilize walls when attacking. At first, taking down Barriath may seem like a daunting task, but if you strategize and aim to break its body parts, it becomes a much more manageable hunt.
As you know, in the last trailer for Iceborne, we introduced Glavenus to everyone.
Yeah.
And this time, we're excited to announce a Glavenus subspecies, acidic Glavenus. And we'd like to share some details about this monster.
This is the
got a
debut of
sword
the
for a
subspecies
tail.
in the series. As you know, one of the most distinguishable features of Glavenus is its tail. Acidic Glavenus is a subspecies of Glavenus that demonstrates its adaptation to the harsh environment of the Rotten Vale.
While the regular species
Forget,
of
is
Glavenus is a
Glavenus
monster that was created with a
originally,
great
or
sword
is he
in mind,
brand new? I don't
acidic
remember.
Glavenus is a brute wyvern that was created with the image of a longsword.
Be
Its
free-
tail
be-
is
be
embedded
free
with
to tell
highly
me.
corrosive crystals. Its tail cuts a large swath that will cause a hunter's defense to decrease if they're hit with the tail's caustic properties. While you're busy maneuvering to avoid this attack, the monster then sharpens its tail into a katana-like form. And this time, it will attack you
Yo, that
quickly
is
and with
badass.
precision. At this point,
builds
if your
up and
defense
just
is weakened,
whacks
this
you.
monster
That's
is going
cool.
to deliver some
This is
nasty
gonna be a fun
damage.
boss. This is gonna be a fun
So
monster.
while you
It's
try
gonna be
your
a fun
best
boss.
to avoid the defensive
They're all
debuff,
bosses.
you'll have to play smart and consider your positioning while its tail is sharpened.
You must have a
It's
good
gonna be
team.
a fun
Good
fight
team.
that'll have you thinking on your feet.
When the tail's sharpened, this monster's in its most powerful state. The aspect of trying
That
to
is
figure
super
out how
cool.
to outlast this state is part of the monster's design that differs from the regular species.
Today, we formally introduced acidic glavinus to everyone and made some of its details public. But there are other subspecies that will appear in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, so there's still more to come.
Yeah.
Next up, we'd like to take
There was
this
that-
opportunity to discuss the
that
scene
one
that
back in
appears
the,
at the very
Iceborne
end
beta,
of the trailer.
if you found
We
in
think
the,
everyone
ancient
is eager to
forest.
know what's going on here.
Found it
This monster
once.
is brand new and is making
But
its
we
debut
didn't have
in
time to
Monster
defeat
Hunter
it.
World
Dang it, I didn't have a group
Iceborne.
with me.
The name of the monster is...
It was cool to discover him.
Namiel. We can't go
Namiel.
into too much detail, but maybe we can quickly touch upon this monster?
Namiel's an elder dragon that can manipulate water. We wanted to expand on the elder dragon theme that was prevalent in Monster Hunter World. As an example, Velkhana's an ice-themed elder dragon. It was one of our goals to create elder dragons with various characteristics. This time, we wanted to challenge ourselves to depict a water-themed elder dragon. I think we designed a monster that's going to be really fun to fight.
It does make
and we
sense
hope
because of
people are eager to
the
face
lights
it.
on him. Like
In the
he's from like
trailer,
the
there
deep
was
waters.
also an appearance in one of the scenes by the new Linian character.
Deep waters, like some
the
like really
Boa
glowing
Boa.
fish.
Right.
Boa Boa.
Boa are native to the hinterlands. If you look closely, you can see the fur-like material covering their heads. That's actually Popo's fur. And just like Popo, the Boa Boa try to make themselves look bigger in order to display their strength.
The Boa Boa have their own special culture, and those that are strong or adept at hunting are respected figures in their community.
Oh boy, that's gonna.
As a part of
That's
this
probably gonna
highly
get people
critical
real
culture of
annoyed.
the Boa Boa, hunters can interact and deepen their relationship with them. It's an interesting
Yeah,
little
that's what I
side
want.
story in which the relationship between hunters and Linians improves as you complete quests.
Spears! There's a lot
That's
of
right.
spears.
Well, we have just introduced the Boa Boa, the new Linians that appear in Hoarfrost Reach of Iceborne. But there are other Linians as well. By the way, I heard that your relationship with the Linians has an impact on the Raider Ride feature, which we introduced before.
Right. By forging a relationship with each Linian group, your Palico will teach you how to ride certain monsters. So it's worthwhile to become
Yeah, that's
friends
right.
with the
You
Linians
can ride,
that
you
you come
can ride
across
some of the
in each
creatures,
locale.
ride certain
That means
creatures,
you'll be able to use
in
the
certain
whistle.
areas.
That's right. You will be able to use the Raider Ride Call.
Next, we'd like to talk
That's
about
gonna be fun.
Velkhana, the flagship monster
gonna
of
be
Monster
fun.
Hunter World Iceborne. Until
Ride
now, we
my
haven't
chocobo.
explained much about Velkhana, but now we'd like to take this opportunity to go in depth about this monster.
Just thought of an
and
idea,
share some
Capcom.
details.
Since you crossed over Final
Velkhana
Fantasy,
commands
we get
the
to ride
ice.
some
You could say that it's a
chocobos.
monster
How about
can
that?
utilize
Get
ice
to
in
ride
a
some
very
chocobos.
unique way. Its
Unless you already thought of it, that's fine.
It's a distinctive trait. Velkhana
Plus.
actually exhales chilled air. When this frigid air comes in
Gonna
contact
ride my
with various
chocobo.
objects, it causes ice pillars to form suddenly. An important aspect of dealing with this monster is considering how to use these ice pillars to your advantage during combat.
As you can see from the scenes in the trailer,
I feel like Velkhana is gonna
shrouds
be ending
itself
up
in an
like
armor of
a.
ice. When Velkhana is
It's not gonna be a
covered in
final
ice,
boss.
it's
This is
in
gonna be a
state where it can
siege.
exercise its powers
We're
to the
in
fullest
different
extent.
areas.
Trying to neutralize this power will
Although of course
factor into
monsters
how
do
the
move into
hunter
other
has to maneuver
spots
when
in
facing this monster.
in the open world,
By
but
attacking its layers of ice, you can shear them away.
And
by
where
doing
do you
so,
go
can
in
mitigate
this?
Velkhana's command over
you're
the
surrounded.
ice.
It doesn't look like there's a pathway.
Keeping this in mind,
Maybe
when
there,
you are in
but
this monster's
no,
vicinity
this looks like
should
it's just
provide
it's
you
just
with
an
a clue
arena.
for
We might.
defeating it.
Velkhana might
So
be the
that's all
second
the
siege.
monster details we have
That's
for you
cool.
this time. There are still more monsters that have yet to be announced, so be on the lookout for more information in the future. We would now like to take this opportunity to explain the contents of the title update that will be distributed on the launch date of Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And we'd also like to share with everyone some changes that'll happen from Monster Hunter World to Monster Hunter World Iceborne. There's a lot to go through, so I'm going to ask both of our directors, Fujioka and Ichihara, to explain this information to everyone. These changes include game balance tweaks that we think will help players enjoy Monster Hunter World even more. We'll talk about not only the changes that are happening, but also the intent behind the changes. And we hope this will help you understand why these changes were made.
아이스본 に、まあ、アップデートされる、ワールドがアップデートされた場合に、やっぱりマスターランクっていうのが足されることになるので、マスターランクをまあ有意義に遊んでいただくためにも、いろんな部分でちょっと調整を入れないといけない。
So, okay, this is just talking about
少なからずもありますので、
balancing
まあそのあたり、今回できる限り
gameplay and things like
公
that
開していきたいなと。
for both games, both Monster Hunter World and Iceborne.
武器の
player actions.
仕様の方の説明をさせて。
Well, with all that aside, I'm ready for some more Monster Hunter. Gotta get a coat, gotta get a jacket, gotta get some shoes, a beanie. I got 5 of them. I got some gloves. All I need is my great sword. We're hunting down that acidic Glavenus and regular Glavenus and all the other cool monsters. Sabretooth one is gonna be I think really, really fun to play. But man, I'm mostly interested in knowing when you fight them what the armor is going to look like. No idea. Seen some updates on the previous armors, but not the new ones, which is a good thing. So, this game is super fun.